Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good where you're at. Smash the like button on this video. As you guys know, I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate the likes. I can see the likes are increasing and the views are increasing. So that I really appreciate it. Please like the video because it really helps. As the likes go up, the views go up. And the more you like the video, the better it is for my channel. So thank you very much for your support. I will be doing a live stream later, hopefully later on tonight. So yeah, stay tuned. And yeah, let's get into this video. So Teofimo Lopez takes on George Kambosos tomorrow, probably Sunday morning, UK time. Your guys' time, probably Saturday in America, Saturday, late night Saturday. So it's a great fight. It's going to be a very good fight. I think it's built up. I think both guys, showing that they despise each other. And I think they're a bit of I think Teofimo, he's been inactive for a while. He's a guy that I believe is a very special talent. I believe he can box, he can move, he's fast, he can punch. I believe he's probably the best out of the four as of right now. Plus, he's been tested at a much higher level than the other four. Most people would probably pick Gervonta Davis as the second out of the other four. And then probably Devin and Ryan. I think that's how people would rank it. But Lomachenko's being forgotten. Lomachenko is definitely a top fighter as well, and he'd probably beat most of those guys. I know he lost a close decision to Teofimo, but I'd like to see that run back, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're looking at a Devin Haney fight next. If Teofimo doesn't move up to 140, he's targeting that fight with Taylor. So Teofimo's dad said that he feels that his son would he's gonna knock out George Kambosos in a round, and he's gonna stop Taylor as well. Now it's his dad. He's supposed to say that. He's gonna say that, but I've been watching a lot of Teofimo Lopez's highlights, his fights, and there is a possibility Teofimo can knock anyone out because Teofimo's explosive, Teofimo's fast, but Taylor's also a very good fighter. And Taylor as a fighter in terms of skills has grown on me a little bit, watching his fights as well. I'm still not convinced, in terms of I don't look at him and think he's like Crawford or Spence, or I don't look at him at that level. He's below that, but he's definitely a good solid, fighter, and he's definitely right now a top fighter in boxing, one of the top, you put him in the top 10 pound for pound. Lopez is also a top 10 pound for pound. That for me is a perfect fight for Taylor, and I think Taylor should be considering that fight because Taylor's a big guy. And so is Lopez. Lopez is a big guy. You saw when Lopez was standing near Conor Benn, Lopez looked bigger than Conor Benn, and Ray pointed that out. So I think they're both big guys. Lopez and Taylor are both big guys, and I think that's a fight that's good. That should happen. In the foreseeable future, probably within the next year. I think they should get that going. Now, Teofimo wants to take that fight because they're very confident, and they look at Taylor and they think he's not that good. He's good, but they don't look at him as this guy is Lomachenko. We beat Lomachenko, so we could beat this guy, and he's undisputed. What have we got to lose? We're moving up weight. We're fighting a guy that's got all the belts, and we'll become undisputed of 2 weight classes. I do think he needs to fight Devin Haney just to clear it up, even though I think Lopez is undisputed. I consider him undisputed, but to clear up all that mess, because there are a lot of people out there that don't think he's undisputed, he needs to fight Devin Haney. Fight Devin Haney, then move on to fight Josh Taylor. For me, that would be a great fight for both guys. I don't think it'd be wise for Taylor to move up and fight Crawford or Spence, because I don't see him winning those fights. I also think the fights below those guys are tough fights for Taylor at those weight classes. So for me, I think Taylor needs to stay at 140 or maybe fight Lopez. But Taylor looks at Lopez as high risk, low reward. And what I mean by that is he feels if he beats Lopez, he doesn't get really much credit for that. But if he moves up to against Crawford, if he wins that fight, wow, you've just beaten Terence Crawford. And he looks, if I lose to Lopez, I'm kind of hurting myself a little bit. Whereas if you lose to Crawford, you're losing to probably the best pound for pound fighter in the world, so it doesn't hurt you as much. Do you see where I'm coming from? So everybody looks at it like that. Look, Lopez is looking, why should I fight Devin Haney? I've not got really much to gain to fight Haney, right? Taylor's looking at, well, I don't really need to fight Lopez. You know, what have I got to gain fighting Lopez? You know, I should go up and fight Crawford because that would mean a lot more to me. That would mean a lot more to my legacy. So I can see why Taylor and why Teofimo, why Teofimo wants Taylor and why Taylor wants Crawford. But I just think for both guys, it's the perfect fight. I think Teofimo's massive at the weight. He should move up very soon. And I think Taylor, although he's also a big 140, he's a big 140, but I just don't think he's good enough to beat some of the top guys at welterweight. So why not just stay at 140 for a while, let those guys get a little older, because Crawford's older than Taylor, you know, but Crawford may move up to 154, you know, so we just don't know where Crawford's got skills. He may move up to 154. So Taylor might eventually get a path at welterweight where he can become a champion. But as of right now, if he moves up, takes a couple of losses, you know, that's it. Why not stay down in a fight against Lopez where he probably be a slight favorite, Taylor? And by the way, that's not an easy fight for Taylor because Lopez is a great fighter. But you'd have to say the fact that Taylor is a big 140, Taylor's been at that weight, Taylor's fought everybody at that weight. You have to make him a slight favorite because Teofimo's going into uncharted. I know it's only 5 pounds, but he's still going into uncharted territories. And Taylor is the man at that weight. So you have to make him the slight favorite. Even though, like I said, I don't think Taylor's fought anyone as good as Lopez. He's definitely not fought anybody of that level and have that kind of skill set. But at the end of the day, Taylor's also been at that weight longer. Taylor's, you know, beat everyone at that weight. So it's a good fight, and I personally think the fight will build. I think the fight will get bigger because of the fact that I think Lopez Taylor, for me, is one of those fights where I don't think both guys are going to get on with each other. They're both going to go back and forth. They're both going to be going at one another, you know, because I just don't think the characters both guys are, I don't think they'll get on. And I think that will make for a great spicy press conference. And I think also that will boil up and make for a great fight. So I personally think that it's a perfect fight. I think it's a perfect matchup, perfect fight, perfect for both fighters. Just because of the options both fighters got. Like Taylor can move up to and fight Crawford. But personally, I think Lopez, I think for the best fight for Taylor is Lopez. In terms of this weekend's fight, Lopez and Kambosos, I actually think it's a very good fight. I think Kambosos is a very good fighter and he's a live guy in there. I think it's going to be a tough fight. But, you know, Ben Davison said something that I kind of agree with, that Kambosos does everything at the same pace. And it becomes kind of predictable. And someone like Lopez, with the kind of power he has, the sharpshooting right hand, the fast hands, you know, you can, if he gets caught, who knows? Kambosos, again, we haven't really seen his chin tested like that. So if his chin can hold up, you know, with his kind of boxing skills, who knows? He could win a decision. He could outpoint him. It's going to be very interesting because I do think Kambosos is a good fighter. It's just that is he going to be able to rise up to the occasion? Because we saw Lopez has done that. Also, is he going to have the chin to hold, you know, take the punches? Because like I said, man, Lopez can really punch. We saw that against Comey, he put him out, you know, and Comey was a champion, you know. Then he stopped Lomachenko from throwing punches because he was really powerful, you know. And also Lopez is a big 135, so we got to play that into it. And Kambosos isn't a big puncher, so that's another thing, that the chances are Kambosos isn't going to be able to hurt Lopez. And Lopez probably can hurt him. And Lopez, for me, is a very good boxer puncher. He's not just a guy that's a puncher. He's a very good boxer as well. He's fast as well. He's got good feet as well. He's got great movement. So Lopez is kind of the complete fighter. So Kambosos is a guy that's got fast hands, but like Ben Davis said, it's all at the same pace. It's quite predictable. And for somebody like Lopez, you could see him timing him with the right hand and hurting him. So, you know, Ben Davison actually said he thinks it's going to be an early night. It wouldn't surprise me because Lopez is very explosive. See, Lopez is one of those punchers like Wilder, explosive puncher, where he can take you out. He's a very, very explosive puncher. Those punchers are very dangerous. The guys that are explosive. You know, they hit you with a shot that you don't see coming, just comes out of nowhere. Boom, right hand over the top, you're gone. You know, that's the kind of power Lopez has. It's a very dangerous power. It's not the kind of power you want to be taking flush, because it's the kind of punch that you get hit with that you don't see coming and they knock you out. So I'm really intrigued for this fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. But again, it's just whether Kambosos can take Lopez's power. If we can, then, you know, this may be a very interesting fight, because I think Kambosos is a very good boxer. So I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.